Welcome to a slow, beginner-friendly lesson on organizing a small Python project, made for absolute beginners. Projects need structure. Today you organize many modules into a clean project. When your project has only 2 files, a flat folder works. When it grows to 5 or 10 files, you need folders. Python calls a folder full of modules a package. A package is just a folder with a .init file inside. You also meet the SRC layout, the standard way to keep your source code and your tests cleanly separated. By the end you can read any well-organized Python project and know exactly where each file belongs. Folders make code findable. Here is the layout we will build. A folder called My Project at the top. Inside it, pyproject.toml, a SRC folder, and a tests folder. Inside SRC, another folder with the same name as the project. That inner folder is the actual package. It holds .init.py, utilities.py, and main.py. The tests folder holds test files. This SRC layout is the standard way to organize Python projects, and we explain every piece today. The SRC layout. Create the project with uv-init my project, then add pytest as a dev dependency with uv-add ---- dev pytest. Now create the SRC layout by hand. Make a SRC folder, inside it a folder with the same name as your project, and a tests folder at the top level. Create an empty file called .init.py inside the package folder. That empty file is what makes the folder a package. uv-init with SRC. The run command changes when you use the SRC layout. Instead of running a file by path, you run a module by name with the -m flag. uv-run python-m myproject.main. Python finds the myproject package inside SRC and runs its main module. To run the tests, just uv-run pytest. Pytest reads pyproject.toml to know where the source lives and finds your tests automatically. The -m flag is the key habit to build. Use the -m flag. When your project has many files, you need folders to keep them organized. Many files, one project. A package is a folder of modules. The marker is a file called .init.py inside the folder. When Python sees .init.py inside a folder, it treats that folder as a package. The folder name becomes the package name you import from. My project folder becomes the My Project package. Inside your code you write from My Project import utilities. The .init file can be empty. Its only job is to mark the folder as a package. Folders with a marker. Why bother with packages when a flat folder of files works? 4 reasons. 1. Related modules live together, utilities, formatting, and validators all inside one package. 2. The top level stays clean, pyproject.toml, SRC, tests, and not much else. 3. Package names prevent collisions. myproject.utilities is unambiguous. 4. Standard layout means every Python tool, from pytest to mypy, knows where to find your code. Beyond a flat folder, open .init.py inside your package. It can be completely empty. Its presence alone marks the folder as a package. Optionally, you can put imports inside it to expose convenient names. The line from .utilities import greet brings greet up to the package level. Now callers can write from my project import greet, instead of the longer from my project.utilities import greet. Use this sparingly. The empty init is the most common case in real projects. Often empty, always present. Inside the package, you import sibling modules using the full dotted path. From my project.utilities import greet, add. The dot separates the package name from the module name. You can also import a whole module, from my project import formatting, then call formatting.shout. The dotted path makes it obvious where every name comes from, which matters as your project grows. The dot path. Add a .init file and a folder becomes a package that other code can import. A folder becomes a package. Why split source into a SRC folder at all? Because it forces tests to import the package the same way users will, by its installed name. Without SRC, tests can accidentally import from the project root and pass, even when the package is broken for real users. With SRC, the package must be installed before tests can find it. UV installs it automatically when you run uv-run pytest. This catches packaging mistakes early. Test what users get. pyproject.toml tells every tool where your source lives. The pytest section sets Python path to SRC, so pytest adds SRC to the module search path before running tests. Test paths is tests, so pytest looks there for test files. UV itself reads the package equals true line and installs your package from SRC into the virtual environment. One config file, many tools. That is why everyone uses the SRC layout. The tooling understands it natively. One file, many tools. Since Python 3.3, folders without dunder_init.py can also act as packages. These are called namespace packages. They are useful for splitting a large package across multiple folders or repositories. For beginners, the rule is simple: always include dunder_init.py. It is explicit, predictable, and works the same way on every Python version. Namespace packages are an advanced feature you can explore later. Stick with dunder_init. The src layout keeps your source code and your tests cleanly separated. The src layout. Trace what happens when you write from myproject.utilities import greet. Python reads the dotted path left to right. It looks for my project in the search path, finds it inside src, recognizes dunder_init.py as the package marker. Then it looks for utilities inside my project, finds utilities.py. Finally, it reads greet from that file. The dotted path is the address of the name you want. Each segment narrows the search. From name to file. Inside a package you have two ways to import siblings. Absolute, from myproject.utilities import greet. The full path, easy to read and search for. Relative, from .utilities import greet. The leading dot means current package. Two dots mean parent package. Relative imports are shorter inside big packages, but they break if the package is renamed or moved. For beginners, prefer absolute imports. They are easier to follow. Inside the package only, notice the run command. Running run python src/myproject/main.py by file path does not work for packages with relative imports. Python does not set up the package context, so the relative imports fail with attempted relative import. The fix is the -m flag. run python -m myproject.main runs the file as part of its package, with the full context. Build the habit: in a src layout project, always use -m. Why -m matters. 3 errors you will meet. 1. Module not found error. No module named my project. You probably ran the command from inside src. Move up to the project root. 2. Import error. Attempted relative import with no known parent package. You ran the file by path instead of by module name. Use the -m flag. 3. Attribute error. Module has no attribute greet. Either the name is misspelled or you need to expose it in dunder_init.py. Always read the error message, it tells you exactly what to fix. Read the message. Some habits that scale. Use the src layout for any project bigger than a single file. Always include dunder_init.py, even when empty, so the package marker is explicit. Prefer absolute imports because dotted paths are easy to search and refactor. Run programs with run python -m package.module, never by file path, so the package context is set up correctly. These 4 habits will keep your projects clean as they grow. Habits that scale. A package is a folder of modules marked by a dunder_init.py file. The src layout puts your package inside a src folder and your tests inside a tests folder, so tests import your code the same way users will. Imports use dotted paths like from myproject.utilities import greet. Run programs with run python -m myproject.main, never by file path, so relative imports work. This is the foundation every real Python project builds on. Packages in one breath. Next lesson we replace print with the logging module. Print is fine for quick checks, but real programs use logging because it has levels: debug, info, warning, error, critical. You can turn levels on and off without touching the code. You can write logs to a file. After logging we look at configuration, how to keep secrets and settings out of your source code using environment variables and .env files. Logging comes next. If you want a quick practice, add a new module called formatting inside your package with a shout function. Then import it from main using the full dotted path and print the result of calling shout with hello. Run the program with run python -m myproject.main from the project root. You should see hello with an exclamation mark. 1 package, 2 modules, 1 clean import. Add a sibling module. Quick self-check. Can you explain in 1 sentence what makes a folder a Python package? Can you describe why the src layout exists and what problem it prevents? Can you write an absolute import path for a module inside a package? Can you run a program in a src layout project without triggering an import error? If any feels shaky, rewatch the matching part. Say each out loud. Thanks for learning how to organize a project with packages. Next we replace print with the logging module. See you in the next lesson.